Good morning, lovelies. Look at this sky. Look at this big sky. Here I am. Hike with me. Hike with me on this beautiful Montana morning. Can you believe this is February 2nd in Montana? I've been hearing so many people sort of moving into fear mode about this. Oh, I'm worried about the bugs. I'm worried about the fires of summer. Okay. But let's just enjoy what we have. We can't control the summer weather. We can't control the weather right now. We can only inhabit the moment that we're in right now. So I'm gonna enjoy this. When I've talked to people or seen posts where people go into that automatic thinking, it's just habitual. And excuse my huffing, I've got my weighted vest on. It reminds me that we truly do create what's around us through our thoughts, through our words, through our reactions or responses. So being in a fear mode about even the little thing, even about the weather or what's coming, what's happening, the world right now, what is in your control? Really, the only thing in your control is how you're perceiving it, how you're responding to it. Of Course in Miracles, the lesson, I believe it was today, was I can choose to see this differently. I can choose to perceive differently. We have so much power in perception. Some people would say that that's woo. Yeah, but woo, we're seeing that woo is being confirmed as really quantum science, quantum physics, the quantum world, which is the observer effect, that until we put our attention on it, it doesn't exist. And that's why how we perceive things is so important. What you focus on expands. Are you focusing on fear? One of the teachings that struck me this week in the course was choose to know instead of perceiving uncertainty. Choose to know instead of perceiving uncertainty. Oh, check out that sky. Ooh, beautiful. And what is it that you could choose to know? You could choose to know that all is well. That everything is happening for me. That whatever happens, I can handle it. That as much as we think we're alone or separate, we're not. We are one. It's when we start to move in the ways of fear and thinking the more we can control, the more we'll have certainty. When we do that, we actually create a lot more uncertainty. Because then, having to control everything is really hard. It doesn't work. You can't be in flow when all you're working on is trying to control everything. So how can you view the uncertainty? choosing a different perception, choosing to see it as how it's supposed to be. Anxiety is supposed to be your friend. Anxiety is supposed to be a way to help you. It's not supposed to be a way to control you. Releasing that need to control, that need to know, the need to know, thinking I don't know, so I have to find out knowing, instead of just saying I do know, and that's enough. That's a completely different vibration to live on, to practice. The important moments in therapy and coaching and all learning is when people realize when a new perception comes, when a new way of thinking comes about, when they decide I can be safe, I am already safe, and I can move through the world as if I'm safe, as if I'm powerful, as if I am whole and complete. The Course teaches I am spirit, one with God, limitless, safe, and whole. And that's everything. And we know this oneness is who we are. Yesterday I came across a video in my YouTube feed that I'd never seen this creator before. And of course, I believe there are no accidents, so I clicked on this, and it was this beautiful indigenous man. I believe his name was Thosh Collins, and I'd never seen his channel before. He seems to be, he said he's a health educator, community health educator, and his channel seems to be about fitness, and he looked very fit. And he was talking about how people have been commenting that he should stay in his lane, and only talk on his channel about health and fitness. And he had this beautiful response that I think aligns with what I'm talking about today. And that is, in his culture, they see living as a circle, and that there are 7 quadrants in that circle, and that when we excel in all 7 of those quadrants, excel may not be the right word, but that's where we find fulfillment as a human being. And only one of those quadrants is physical health. So he said, I'm speaking because I have these other areas that are just as important, as do all of us. And what was interesting is these quadrants all coincided with the blue zones, where people live, pockets around the world where people live to over 100 years old in health. Physical health is one area, movement, food, real good food, plants, community, a spiritual life of some kind, a sense of purpose, being outside, being in nature. Can't remember what the other ones were, but I think you get the idea. And that's a truth for them. And it's a truth for so many people around the world. It's a truth for all of us, for humanity. And this is why so many of us are unfulfilled, because that's not what our day-to-day looks like. Our day-to-day often looks like we're doing things for what's outside of us, rather than remembering that when I work on my inside, I create my outside in a different way. when I decide for me that I'm going to choose to be active today for me, that's going to impact my inside. Even though it's an outside thing to do, it's not for other people, it's for you, it's for your internal world and how you look exteriorly, but it's all part of who you are. And this, I believe, this is this energy we're moving into February. The Aquarius energy, the Aries energy, the full moon in Leo last night. I'm a Leo rising, so I am feeling this. Leo is all about shining your light, being bright, play. It's a high time. It's a beautiful energy. We are in a position where we can rebuild the world. We are, if you decide you are a creator, rather than someone who is just looking on the world and feeling helpless. Your power is in how you're perceiving all of that and in what you're doing in your world. Astrologer Rick Levine always says, think cosmically, act locally. Yes. Be the change you want to see. I feel like I'm quoting all the greats today. That's Gandhi. But it's so true. Change begins with you. And making the shift to knowing all is well. Knowing this is for me. Knowing I can handle it. Knowing if I take care of me, I see the world differently. I move through the world differently. I work at a different vibration. When I am in community that recognizes me, values me, loves me. When I eat the food of the earth, natural, without chemicals. Last week I said the biggest act of defiance you can have is taking care of yourself. And this aligns with that completely. Your power is in knowing. I would love for you to say in the comments, what do you know to be true? That is for you. Not from fear, but from knowing. What will you perceive today? What is your practice of perception? And those quadrants of health. What are you ready to do differently? That may be a better way to move into this world, into February, into shining your light. Lovelies. I'm wondering if you can also like this video and leave a comment. I would love to know who's watching and what's going on in your world and how this resonated with you. We are going to see some destruction in the next year, I believe. But remember, it's all a part of the birthing process. If we want new, the old can't stick around. Be willing to take care of yourself in this. And know this is happening for us so that we can reach a new level where we can actually be human beings rather than human doings. Exercise that power of choice today. Choose to see the world differently and yourself differently. Hey, nourish yourselves today with love, light, and plants. Be well.